Hello, beautiful beings. Okay, well, I just picked my phone up I had my headphones and I picked my phone up to go out my door to go clean the bathrooms at the RV park here and set my phone up, and now I'm sitting down. So I guess I'm recording a video. Ancients, what would you like to talk about? Oh, yeah, well, there must be more. This morning I was getting ready for work, and the ancients said, you have some comments on your last video that you haven't seen yet. I was just like, what? And so I stopped what I was doing and I looked, and I did. From like 2 weeks ago. And they were so nice. Oh my gosh. So nice. Everybody needs validation. Everybody needs upliftment, from others. It's very helpful. Encouragement. Everybody needs a little encouragement. And just, it's Butterfly Man. That's how I will refer to you when there's a mosquito in here, when I talk about you, if that's okay. Butterfly Man left me just the most eloquent message. Just beautiful. Yeah, it was magic. There's magic in Butterfly Man, for sure. So, what were we going to say about that? I think that's it. I just really appreciate the comments, and I know Muji and Eckhart have taught me, and other guides also, but they specifically have taught me that I will get negative and I will get positive. That's what we get in life. And so I was actually really relieved when I got my first really negative comment, because it didn't affect me. It didn't affect me at all. I was just like, oh, okay. But I didn't keep thinking about it. It didn't spin me out at all. I didn't have a dip, in my mood, nothing. It was awesome. I erased it, and, one trick that I've done over the years, not for my YouTube channel, but for other things, is, well, yes, of course, for my YouTube channel too, but the reason I haven't used it on here is because I haven't had that many comments to use it on. Anyway, so I really hope I don't have lipstick on my teeth. So, if, say, the universe was weeding my people garden, and I who I perceived to be a really, really good friend, was leaving my life, if we were like ending it over text messaging, and I saw that it was a super negative message, I just barely started reading it. I do not read stuff like that. I know it would be hard it's hard in a way not to read it, but I have been focused on easing the agony of a crazy mind for so long that way back when I started, finding different ways to protect my mind from spin out. And if I would have read the whole mean message, then I would have been obsessed with it. I wouldn't have been able to stop thinking about it. I would have been sobbing or angry, all of it. I would have been all of it. And I would not have been able to stop thinking about it for days and days. I would have been treating it. I didn't just let it go. I reached out for things, different teachers that I'd had, different books that I had carried around like a Bible. I've never actually had, anyway, I've called different books that have come into my experience. I knew that they were there to help me through the next phase of my development, the next phase of my life. And those books that have come to me, I would wear them out and carry them around with me, and ask for guidance and put it up to my head, and then open it up randomly, and there would be the message that I would need. I've been working a long time at, Eckhart says it's getting above the mind, but for some reason I've always seen the mind, oh, it's because the brain is here and I'm seeing right here, they're saying. It doesn't really matter. if it's above or below. But as long as the person is getting away from that just insane, just that turbulence, not being able to get away from it's torture. It's hell on earth. And believing what it's saying, not the fact that it's repeating itself over and over and the scenario is just going on and on and on and on. Oh, just I got a glimpse of it there in my body for a second, the feeling, just barely. Okay, so ancients, were we done talking about that because it disappeared? So there will be negative and there will be positive comments, and it's okay. It doesn't matter at all. And I just, I really pay attention to what I'm feeding. I'm feeding myself. What I watch on YouTube. I don't have TV, but I do watch YouTube, and I watch Netflix, and I don't watch anything that would even used to. I don't feel like it would now, but I do believe vibrationally it would affect me, and it could taint my joy. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take any chances at all to give the mind food for thought. Yeah. So I don't watch the news. If there's something going on in the world that I need to know about, I will hear about it. That's just how it's happened for years and years and years. My mom also doesn't watch the news, doesn't read the paper. She's intensely empathic also. It's a huge relief to realize that. If you feel like almost like an open wound walking around on the planet, and you just can't seem to get a thick skin and toughen up and not let things bother you, and you just feel exhausted around crowds of people and stuff, you could be empathic. It does mimic it looks like crazy. An empathic person, an untreated empathic person that doesn't know what's going on, that doesn't know that they're empathic, they just seem crazy and super emotional and unstable, you name it. I've been called it. But anyway, that doesn't matter. That's how my person was. And I still am a person. I'm having this personal experience, and I am still empathic, but now that I know that I am, and I've studied it for so many years and just always learning about it, it is 100% possible to walk through this life joyful and not to feel like you have to hide. I've hid for years, but I'm not hiding anymore. Even when I do, go out in public or whatever, I choose where I go. I know where I can go and where I don't feel comfortable. It's not that I can't go anywhere. I could go anywhere I want, but how I feel is so important. It's so important that I take care of this deep sense of well-being that I am, and that I feel. That is more important than anything. Ancients, is there anything else? I need to go clean the bathrooms at the RV park here. We're really filling up. I want to show you what I keep looking at. Not that it's that interesting or anything, but just to see my view. Yeah. I don't know if that's set up right. I hope it is. I think it's okay. I think that's it for now. If you feel stuck, if you cry because you can't stop thinking about whatever, if you can't stop thinking about it and it's making you cry or making you feel upset, making you feel crazy, it's worth talking about. And the way the mind is, the mind will come in and say, oh, that's not that important. No, you should be embarrassed to even think about contacting Mama G to talk to her about that. No, that's the mind. All of that crap is the mind. So, let's kick its ass together. We can talk about it. It's called Satsang. We talk, it's Satsang. It's Papa G's definition of Satsang is, what is it? Bringing the mind back to its source. So beautiful. You don't have to learn anything. You don't have to remember anything. The conversations that we have are this gradual, sometimes very, very quick, oftentimes very quick, they're reminding me. But it's this gradual, very steady. It depends on how desperate the person is, really. How willing they are to have these conversations to get untwisted. But it works. If a person is willing and desperate to get out of their head, it works. It works every single time. You know, I've started working with people and they seem really gung-ho at first, but then they're like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, I'm going to change quite a bit. Well, the only thing that's changing is the self-defeating behaviors that we are just in a habit of doing. It's just a habit. And we've just thought that, oh, that's just a part of my personality or whatever. No. No. Those are self-defeating behaviors. The ones that would be unwinding, just leaving, shedding off as we talk. What is happening, they're showing me, is just, just this letting go of just so much baggage. And the baggage is habitual ways of thinking that we don't even know that we're doing. And so until we start talking, there's a magic in satsang. There really is. There's a magical unfolding. It's so beautiful to watch people, just like to watch the universe do CPR on people just through our conversations. Oh, it's absolutely incredible. And it's not anything that I'm doing. It is just being a channel for the divine and just being open to whatever comes through for that person. So beautiful. Today I was thinking about how, I used to literally just fall to the floor and cry in the fetal position, just sob until my face hurt, sob until I couldn't cry anymore because my face hurt so bad. And I know I laugh about it now, but it was really devastating back then, and it was all surrounding my mind that I just couldn't get away from it. I'd be like, it's right here. How can I get away from it? Oh, I just thought it was just so cruel to be on this planet and not be able to get away from that. Just that incessant thinking. Anyway, okay, so what was I saying? I can't remember. Dang it. Maybe I already said it. Said what I needed to say. Is there anything I needed to add, Ancients? Yeah, if it's bothering you, it's important. The mind has so many different sneaky ways to keep us isolated. That is definitely, they're saying that's definitely a really good way to start helping the mind not be so loud, is to start paying attention to it. Start paying attention to what it's saying. Because, people have these conversations in their head. They talk to themselves, they're saying. Well, there's a difference between talking to yourself, your higher self, your being, the divine, God, you name it, whatever it is. There's a difference between talking to that and talking to yourself, the personal self. That conversation is between the mind and the mind. Yeah, so that would really be a huge step in the right direction to quiet the mind if a person could practice that, paying attention to being aware, because that's our true nature, is to be aware, to be the observer. And I am aware of my thoughts now. I haven't been experiencing thoughts like sneaking in because I don't notice them coming in, because it's just been a habit to think whatever I was thinking. But now, thoughts that just slip in like that, I notice very quickly, because I can start feeling the effects of thinking them. So anyway, I love you so much. And I'll talk to you. Well, I don't know when I'll talk to you, obviously, but if you want to talk, just reach out, and and I will be here. I'm really busy with work, but don't worry about bothering me because it doesn't make my phone ring or anything if you leave me a comment. For the encouragement.